And Canada had already sent a contingent of soldiers to Europe in 1915 as the Canadian Force. The ambitions of Germany had to be stopped. They were invading France through Belgium, and the British and the French stood in front of them. They formed a line, a zigzag trenches from Ostend, which is on the North Sea, for about 400 miles, almost to the Swiss border. These Allied trenches existed with enemy on one side, Allies on the other, at only a few hundred yards apart. And when the battles were fought over hills and towns, huge numbers of troops were thrown into battle. 60,000, 80,000, 100,000 at a time were on assaults. And with such withering firepower, it cut down men advancing over open ground. And as a result, the casualties of this war were horrendous, and the need for more troops was absolutely evident. The British government asked the Canadian government to send more men. And Bruce County was asked to do their share, which they did. And they recruited in a unique way. Each town was asked to raise a platoon. That would have been about 30 to 35 men. And so Kincardine, Walkerton, Port Elgin, Chesley, Wyerton, Lions Head, and all, they all came up with those numbers, including a platoon from First Nations, the men from Chippewa and Nawash. And the expectation was that the 160th Battalion would stay together for training and in combat. They were sent to England in 1917, but they were kept there, and they trained at an army base for almost 2 years. And then early in 1918, the last year of the war, the order came for the 160th to stand down. They were not going to see action together. All of the men were to be dispersed to the continent as replacements for units already in the line. None of the Bruce men liked that, but they were well trained. They were good soldiers. And what they were not able to do as a unit, they began to do individually. And some of the wags amongst them said, it was only when the Bruce guys got there that we brought the war to an end in 3 months. In the end, however, 99 men of the 160th were killed, and an equal number were seriously wounded. Their names are carved in stone in cenotaphs across our county. Most of these cenotaphs are found in the center of our towns. And that's why we are here this morning. The men of the Bruce Battalion have forged a special bond in every town, and they deserve a special place in our history and in our hearts. So today, yes, absolutely. Now today, with our parade, with our soldiers and our pipe band and cadets and reservists, the whole thing looks like a celebration, which it is in a way. We are celebrating today the opening of the World War I exhibition here at the museum. But really what we are doing is remembering. We are remembering an awful, bloody, muddy, terrible war. The people who endured it and gave their lives for their country. We're also remembering 60,000 Canadians who died as well in World War I, and we can only estimate how many millions of other lives were lost in the war on both sides. It was a war to end all wars. And now what we ask you to do is to take a moment in which we will pause for 1 minute in silence to remember those who gave their lives and to give thanks for their sacrifice and to pray for peace in our world now and in the future. Our 1 minute of silence, remembrance, will begin now. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the wears condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Thank you.